Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make blueberry cheesecake in mason jars. It's really yummy, it's super simple, and it's no bake, so you can meal prep them ahead of time and have them in your fridge. So let's get started. Okay guys, so we're going to get started, and this is really simple. I just kind of threw this recipe together. I didn't really have a recipe to follow. I just kind of went with what I thought and what tasted good, and so it's pretty forgiving. So you could probably go more sugar in this part of the recipe, a little less, more blueberries, and it would still come out really good. But I did try to write down the recipe just in case, so you have some kind of guideline to go with. But what we're going to first start with is the blueberry layer, and what I have here is just half a cup of blueberries. And I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of sweetener into it. And I don't think I mentioned it, but this recipe that I'm doing is keto friendly. So it's low carb, but extremely high fat. So if you're not going for high fat, this is not the recipe for you. So we've got the half a cup of blueberries, 2 tablespoons of sweetener, and I'm going to add a tablespoon of lemon juice. And then all you're going to do is mash it up. And you got to get in there. Mash this up. We're doing this first so that we can let the juices start coming out, and that sugar's gonna help, and of course the lemon juice is just gonna give it a nice tart citrus flavor. It's gonna be really, really good. And these are actually really great tasting blueberries. I've tried them. So let's see, that looks pretty good. And this is where you would want to taste and see if you want to add a little extra sweetener. But that looks pretty good. Okay, so the next thing we're going to put together is the cream cheese layer. Okay, we're going to start the cheesecake mixture. And in here I have 1 block of softened cream cheese and half a teaspoon of lemon extract. You could also do vanilla. That would also be really, really good. And so next you're going to add in your heavy whipping cream. And so with this, it really comes down to what kind of consistency you want your cheesecake to be. If you want it to be a stiffer consistency, just go less. And then if you want it to be a little bit more creamier, just add a little bit more heavy whipping cream. So I'd say anywhere from 1/3 of a cup to 2/3 of a cup would be good. So I'm going to start with 1/3 of a cup and see what that looks like. And then the only other ingredient that you're going to need is some sort of sweetener. And so I've got some erythritol I'm going to add in, and I'm just going to I'm going to put in a couple of tablespoons and see how that is. Alright, so let's get this all whipped up. Okay, so I went on and blended this all up and got it nice and smooth, and I went on and added another tablespoon of sweetener, and I think that's perfect. So that was 3 tablespoons, and I'll make sure to include the recipe down below in the description. Okay, so now we've got our cheesecake mixture done. We have our blueberries done. The last step that we need to do is our crust. And for the crust, all we're gonna need is some almond flour, we're gonna need cinnamon, melted butter, and your sweetener. And it's really simple to put together, so let me show you how to do that. All you're gonna need is about half a cup of almond flour. And I actually really prefer to get the almond flour mill, and this is what I get. And it's really good because you know, you get a little bit more texture And so for a recipe like this, I think it's great for a crust. Yeah, it just gives it a better texture. And then for the cinnamon, that's just really to taste. You could do half a teaspoon to a teaspoon. I'm not even gonna measure, I'm just gonna shake it in, but just a little bit of cinnamon. And then you need your melted butter. Just gonna make it taste really good. And this is going to look a little bit runny, but as it sits in the refrigerator, it's gonna start to harden up and you're actually gonna get almost like a crust, but it's gonna be more of a chewier crust. Okay, so then the last thing that you're gonna need is some kind of sweetener. So I'm just gonna put in a couple of teaspoons, or I'm sorry, a couple of tablespoons rather, of the erythritol sweetener. And then you just want to stir this all up. And I might actually add just a little bit more butter, if you can believe it or not. I like this to have a really rich and buttery flavor. So I'm gonna add probably another tablespoon of melted butter to this. Like I was saying, I generally don't measure anything, I just kind of throw it together, so this is good. This is gonna let me know exactly how much I put in these ingredients. Okay, I added that other tablespoon of butter, and this is actually a really good consistency. It kind of looks like a paste almost, but I promise once you mash it down into your mason jar cups and put it in the fridge, it will harden up and be really good and chewy, and it's gonna be delicious. So next we're gonna put all these ingredients together and I'll show you how it looks. Okay, so let's put these together. First thing that you're gonna do, I've got my mason jar. I'm just gonna take a little scoop of the crust and press it down in the bottom. And then with a spoon, I'm gonna add in a layer of the blueberries and make a mess trying to do it. Okay, so that looks pretty good. So you've got a little layer of crust and blueberries. And then the next thing, we're gonna add a layer of our cheesecake filling. This is the part that you want a good amount in here. Whew. You just want to get that as even as you can. It's going to look like that. And then the next thing you want to do is add just a little bit more blueberry to the top. I'm like flinging stuff everywhere, just like that. And then what I like to do at the end is add just a little sprinkling of the almond flour. And that's gonna kind of be just a little, almost like a little granola kind of topping there. That's what it looks like. And then when you put these in the fridge, they're gonna chill, and all the flavors, you're gonna have the blueberry juice kind of running down the side, and it's gonna be so good. And of course, you could make these larger if you were just gonna, you know, maybe eat on it a couple of nights, you could fill it up. But I like to do one little serving in it, and I end up usually with about 3 mason jars. So I filled up my 3 mason jars, and it's a perfect serving for after dinner dessert or just a snack, and really good. We're gonna enjoy these so much. Okay guys, I'm trying to maneuver this camera. Thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe and make sure you hit the bell. I'll see you next time. Bye.